Hello, it's Polish Paul VR. Welcome to the channel. We are here today to do another episode of PSVR2 game show. We've got quite interesting article about Ace Combat and some news about the game as well, but also some release dates, some stuff from other games, just quite a cool show. So let's roll the intro. That's it, the intro has rolled. Okay, so first of all, we've got one vote so far for our today's poll. And today's poll from Paul is, what is it? There are multiple Ace Combat games in the development. We're getting some more votes. Do you think one of them is Ace Combat fully in VR? So far you've got 3 people. 67% of the 3 people, which is 2 people, probably thinks yes. While somebody thinks, oh, okay. Somebody, we just changed. Somebody thinks there is no game at all. Hello again, Amnesia Pete. How you doing? Hope you're alright. Mr. Lord Bevis, they confirmed in an earnings call there are going to be sequels to the AC VR game. Mr. Lord Bevis says, very nice. So we're gonna talk about AC VR today as well. I'm gonna have to check out this earnings call as well for you for the video, but thanks for pointing me down there. So, what we're gonna do, yes, we got some news first, so I'm gonna do some news first for you, and then we're gonna talk about the Ace Combat 7 as a final story, and the Bandai Namco ACES, which is the latest studio. What I've done video about them in past, and they are working on those multiple games. They've been employing for VR positions, that's quite few months back on my channel. So there is something VR related in development at the studio, but we're gonna speak about it a bit later. Amnesia Pete, doing great, thanks. I'm doing great as well. It was my rare day off today, because as you know, many of you know, I've got new job, so I'm working 2 at the moment until I work my notice. So yeah, but today it was the day off. Right, so welcome everyone to the show, welcome to the chat. If you don't mind, press a like, because if you press a like and comment, it helps the stream to reach more people. So if you can do this, just get your finger on this like button. And if you comment in, feel free to comment, because that's, you know, any engagement with the stream helps it to reach more viewers. So I appreciate that. Okay, just quickly check out the chat before we go any further. Carl Thorn says, Ace Combat, PS5 and PSVR2. PS5, I see. Chrome Colossus, Ace Combat 7 was apparently originally meant to be fully playable in VR, but base PS4 couldn't hack it. I'll be shocked if Ace Combat 8 isn't fully in VR. Yeah, I would be shocked, but there are multiple games, so I don't know what they're working on. Saying that, I can be shocked, because, well, I'm very dark here today. Okay, turn out the light a bit. Because Formula 1 game works on PC in VR, and we know it could work on PSVR2 as well, but for some reason Codemaster didn't do it. Codemasters, I don't know why, unless they're gonna do it eventually. So we're gonna start with the news. You can see a bit of a game here on this side down there. Yeah, I'm pointing with my head here. So this is Tempus 84, the latest trailer. This is for episode 1, and this one got the release date. So so we're gonna start the news. I've been talking about this game for a while, so we're gonna check out this trailer, and yeah, then you can know the release, not release date, but the release month for it. So let me just press play here. So that's the game here.
It wasn't supposed to be like this.
Being the chosen candidate for this project means you are quite the fortunate individual.
But you're the first living person to do this. The Earth will experience a major cosmic disaster.
It was only supposed to be a short trip into the future.
We're sending you to 2168 before the disaster. Initiating time leap.
No, this can't be.
What's happening?
Convince them to use their equipment so we can leave this horrible time zone.
What time zone is that?
there's a vortex ahead. Incoming temporal reading. Welcome to 1984.
I've got to get back
1984.
home. Tempus, 84.
That's your headsets. And of course PSVR2.
There, the vortex.
Lost in Time, episode 1. So there you go, Tempus 84 coming in November this year. This is a very nostalgic game, so yeah, takes you back in time. I lately think about like kind of going back in time myself. I think I'm gonna get myself one of them phones what just do phone calls and nothing else. That's what I'm thinking, and maybe get a bit disconnected from online. Of course, still doing the channel. Of course, cannot just do it. Right. Let's see the comments. Hi Paul, thanks for streaming. You welcome, Rutland Beast. Jason, what's up Paul? How's it going everyone? Don't forget that like, thank you very much. I appreciate all the likes, so that's awesome. There, the vortex. Right, okay, so that was Tempus 84, but that's not all the news. Hi Paul, I'm 3 minutes late, so watching on 175 speed to catch up on live. I still understand you at that speed. Maybe if I talk slow, then okay, I won't be doing this. Right, let's talk about the other news. So I'm gonna play you trailer from the not trailer, some old video from the Dropship Commander. Anyone remember Dropship Commander? That's one of the one of the late PSVR1 releases, a very late one. I've put it here because the developer, Strange Game Studio, they gave us some information on Discord regarding PSVR2 version. Currently, they're busy doing the Honor and Duty D-Day Enhanced Edition beta for PlayStation VR2. You know, that online game when you can have 64 players online, so that will be pretty cool. But what they said is basically the Dropship Commander, the PSVR2 version, they pretty much ready for the certification. It's all done and dusted. They just not done it yet because they bit late, no, not bit late, what I'm talking about. They are a bit busy with this Honor and Duty D-Day beta, but they are ready for the certification. So if you own this game, I don't know, it might be the free update, maybe, I don't know, I think so, that's what they said in past, but yeah, it's coming to PSVR2. Okay, we've got, I just quickly gonna come back to our poll, today's poll. Let's see what's the vote. So yes, many of you think it's a fully game in VR for Ace Combat franchise, that would be awesome. 24% thinks no, just extra VR mission like with Ace Combat 7, and 12% of you thinks there is no VR at all in future Ace Combat games. So yeah, keep voting and we see where that takes us. So, bit more news from Strange Game Studio. I'm gonna move on to the another story and bring you up some footage. Let's see what I can find from AC Airplane Challenge. Let's see if I can find it somewhere. Where are you? Let's say Airplane Challenge. Okay, so I got something here. So what's happening with this game is this getting a PSVR2 version as well. Flying in VR always feels great. This is the older footage from the game. I can see it already because they got this first person like a kind of camera. So of course RC stands for your remote control airplanes, but they got online fights and everything. I don't know if anyone still plays this game those days, but they said this will get PlayStation VR2 treatment as well, which is nice because I think I own it, but never had a chance to actually play it. So at least I would have chance to play this when it comes to PlayStation VR2. So that's another news story here for you, but that's not all the news stories. So there is few more games I want to talk about. Does any of you own Airplane Challenge? I get thirsty here. Okay, so this shows you the this ground camera. Oh yeah, I forgot about that. But yeah, this is one of those games what I suddenly missed. But I'm gonna check it out. So moving on to the next story, okay, which is Tiger Blade. We're gonna talk about that game. Where is it gone? Okay, what's happening in the chat? Konnichiwa. Hi Paul, big fan from the Netherlands here. Love your content. Keep it up. Thank you very much. I appreciate it. Futube, Flight Simulator. No, that was RC Airplane Challenge. But Flight Simulator, I don't think it's gonna ever come to PSVR2 since it's Microsoft owned. Okay, and now let's check out the chat. Chrome Colossus. Ace Combat 7 in VR was too successful event in its limited scope. It would be like those that said GT7 wouldn't be fully in VR. Yes, that's true. Okay, I've got here that you're receiving some buffering. Hopefully it's working online. Let me know in the comment section. I've got the YouTube studio gives me a message. But hopefully it all works good. I shouldn't have bad internet connection unless, well, there was a bit of a bad weather. But let me know if you're experiencing any buffering or not. Hopefully the things will fix themselves. So, okay, we're gonna talk here about Tiger Blade. And this game, well, it's coming to PSVR2. We've got a bit of a footage, not much, but just a bit. So this is some melee combat here, only a 7-second footage, but I was thinking I showcase it since the developer showed it off, so might as well. Let me know how the stream, is it improved? Apparently it was buffering or something, I don't know. But that's not everything, because this is, we've got the Toss Banana and some explanations from the developer about the game, so I'm gonna try to play that one with the sound. See if it's gonna work, just so you can all watch it. It's a Twitter footage, so of course the compression is a bit, compressed. But yeah, it should be working. Twitter or X, didn't change the name Twitter to X now? I don't know, they're changing something. Okay, so let me just play it here.
Here are 5 fun facts behind the development of TOS. Number 1, the working name of TOS was Hands Up. We liked it, but people thought it was a police game. Number 2, the sound designers created realistic death sounds of being cut in half by a laser, made by spikes, a scream of terror when falling off the top of the world, and many more. These were never implemented, as we would lose our PG-3 rating. Number 3, the developers all come from the same rural forest region in the middle of Sweden. We often wonder if our fascination with climbing comes from climbing trees all day. Number 4, most ideas of obstacles and modifiers in TOS are the result of bugs we found hilarious or fascinating. And number 5, initially the full game was going to include around 45 levels in total, but is now closer to almost 80.
Wow.
Here are 5 fun facts behind the development of TOS. Number 1, the working name of TOS was Hands Up.
Okay, there you go. So, there's some footage from TOS. I think it used to be called Toss Banana, now it's called TOS, I don't know. It's gonna be published by Vertigo Games, so this is virtual reality platformer. I like those, especially, all good now. It was choppy, it's smooth now, thanks for letting me know. All good now. Okay, so something happened to the stream, I don't know why, but well, things happen. I like those type of platformers. I liked To The Top. The developer of To The Top was going to make a sequel, but it was cancelled, I think, by now. I think they basically run out of money. So having something like that gonna come handy for me. Even though it's a very indie title, not the best, maybe graphics, let's say. Still looking good enough. I'm assuming it's gonna look sharp on PSVR2, but some platforming, I take it. But I also like my platformers with my DualSense, like Astrobot, which I cannot wait for. At least when VR Adventure is coming, but yeah, I'm looking forward to Astrobot, new one. Where is it? What's happening? We need some sort of announcements for Astrobot. Right. Let's check out the poll. So still 72% of you thinks the next Ace Combat game will be fully in VR. Some of you, 20% thinks just extra VR missions. And 8% thinks that there is no VR at all. This looks fun. I'll be grabbing this. Chrome Colossus says, yeah, it looks like a fun little game. Many of you picked up the To The Top. That was really cool platformer. It's a shame that the studio kind of run out of money. I really wanted to play second one, but hey, what you can do. Right, okay, so moving on to the next story. And I just wanted to quickly bring something before we speak about the Ace Combat. Just gonna bring up maybe the video of latest PlayStation 5, the Spider-Man 2 edition. It's kind of PSVR2 related because of course you plug in your PSVR2 to PS5, but I just think it looks very cool, so I want to show it with you, unless of course you probably already saw it, but hey. I turn it down a bit. So, by the way, the trailer for Spider-Man 2, anyone saw gameplay trailer, story trailer, it looks like a movie. But yeah, that's the new PS5. Looking so good. Wow. Now this looks cool, innit? Look at this DualSense and look at those face plates. Yeah, really cool design. So cool that I contemplating it, but I already got PS5. But I could just, like, I really want it. It's looking really nice. So yeah, just wanted to show it off. So just the rest of the trailer here. Yeah, so this one, limited edition PS5 console bundle and accessories, available on September 1st, 2023. Oh wow. And Spider-Man 2 on October 20th. So this PS5, it's actually not that far away. And it's limited edition, yeah, so not everyone be able to grab it. But yeah, looks cool. Right, so now I think we're gonna move on to the VR Spider-Man for sure. New job, pay for it, yes. Chrome Colossus, I got the impression that the To The Top dev is working for another studio on something else, and To The Top was not cancelled, just put on hold. I could be wrong. Maybe I'm wrong. Maybe that's true. So yeah, we see. But I would definitely love to play To The Top again, the second one, or even the first one on PSVR2 with better controllers would be fun as well. So now we're gonna go back, go to our story. Yeah, press that like. Our story about the Ace Combat and future of it. Let me bring the website here, because the developers did a nice interview, so I'm gonna look into it. Let me just get everything set up, because I always get confused. I'm doing it live. Right, what is it? Here. Okay, so let me see. I need to make sure you can see the text properly. Well, I'm gonna have to make it a bit smaller. That will do, I think. Look at that, live. That's what happens when you do the show live. You can buy the components separately, no need to buy a new PS5. Well, I suppose. So, we're gonna talk about this interview. This is a sponsored interview. It's basically they've been saying how this is a website called Automaton Media, whatever. It's translated from Japanese by Google Translate, so some sentences might be a bit strange. I'm not gonna read it all. First of all, I go through some photos here. This is the job postings. This is some photos of them. This is the creator of Ace Combat here, and some people involved from the studio. This is from the studio. Now you've got different things set up here. The developers working on the game, some of them from home. Now, what we're looking for, of course, is virtual reality headset. It's hard to see. This one maybe could be a bit, but I'm not 100% sure, but you can definitely see one in the next photo. Here it is, Line VR headset. So I think it's one of the HTC ones, but they use them for the development. So what I'm thinking is, somebody using VR down there in the studio, but let me know what you're thinking. But of course, I'm gonna want to talk about interview, what they did a bit as well. So let me quickly go through it. I don't have so much time to read it all, maybe, because I need to go bed. But so what they've been saying is basically the future on the game of the franchise and the Bandai Namco ACES. So why was Bandai Namco ACES a company to develop a new Ace Combat born? The reason why there are jobs that can only be done here and the friends you want. Of course, it's translated from Japanese, so whatever. Sometimes it sounds strange. So this is the interview starts. Could you give us an overview of Bandai Namco ACES? And they saying it's a studio jointly established by Ilka and Bandai Namco Entertainment to develop titles for the Ace Combat series. Because they said titles because they are working on multiple titles, and now we're gonna know what engine they're using. We are looking for development team as a studio that pursues photorealistic expressions, mainly using Unreal Engine 5. And throughout the interview, I'm gonna read a bit more here and there, but throughout the interview, they basically talking about photorealism and the technology, the future technology and everything. From Ace Combat 7 news themselves, we got some cool info. So not so long ago, it reached 4 million units sold. Now it stands at 4 million sales worldwide. Well, they're saying very soon. You know what? If they just bring it to PS5 and the VR missions to PSVR2, they would easily surpass it, because all of you who don't own it would buy it. I think it's 80% on sale now. Is it really that hard to bring Ace Combat 5 to PSVR2? Please, just give it to me. So, they're saying it's been 4 or 5 years since the release of Ace Combat 7, but as creator, I still have regrets, like I wish I had done this at that time. I hope he thinks about the VR mode and he wishes that it's be fully playable in VR. I'm gonna skip some bits because there's just a lot. It's a long interview. So here he's talking, I want to bring that as well. The first is the Ace Pilot experience. So of course they want to feel you like you are an Ace Pilot in this game. As a condensed Ace Pilot experience, I think the charm of Ace Combat is that everything is made to be an experience where the player is the main character. So that's once again bring us to the VR, which gives you the best experience like this as he describes, such as flying in the sky and the drama that happens not only in the sky but also on the ground. Okay, so moving on, this is some more photos from, is it Unreal Engine 5, I think, what they're working on, some studio photos. So this is how they spoke a bit about how they've been developing in the past. In the past, Ace Combat had a form of dissolution when the development of that one work was completed. Then the accumulation of technology and the accumulation of human knowledge will be lost every time. Developers around the world are creating the same series, accumulating knowledge and becoming stronger. At that time, it was Ilka, a joint venture with the production company Bandai Namco ACES, that I was allowed to work with on Ace Combat 7. And when it comes to the making the next Ace Combat, I thought about accumulating technology and knowledge in the company itself and the staff, and I also said we also have to think about human resource development according to the age. Having independent technology related to Ace Combat, I consulted with Iwasaki about creating an environment in which the experience, knowledge and know-how to create the next work would be accumulated each time I made a work, and that the young staff would also grow. The story unfolded from the first consultation and led to the establishment of Bandai Namco ACES, an ambitious company, although I don't have such ambitions. So basically what he's saying is they want to preserve what they created in past, and of course they created Ace Combat 7 with the VR in there, so that's cool. Do you think No Man's Sky will get a really credible updating graphics for PSVR 2? Thank you very much. Walid is now a game cat, specifically a white tiger. Thank you very much for the donation. Always very, very appreciated. Big shout out to you. First time seeing you live. Love your content. Thank you very much. So I do the game show. This is episode 14. I'm trying to do it, about 5 times a week if I can, daily, if there's enough stuff to talk about. Trying to always find some interesting stories for you and some games to look forward to. Okay, let's go out through the chat. You can buy the. Oh yeah, do you think? So I think No Man's Sky eventually they will do it because they always listen to people. Hello, Rentai VR. Hope you're alright. VR Skater next week. Hopefully, it's got delayed to the beginning of August. So next 2 weeks we're gonna get it. Ciao Antonio. Ciao. How's it going? I'm assuming you're from Italy. I've been there. I visited Venice in past. A beautiful city. I went in winter, so it didn't smell bad as well. Some people told me, if you go to Venice in summer, it might smell, but it was nice, beautiful place. I actually proposed to my wife down there. Great place. Okay, so what kind of members? So we're gonna skip that. So this is once again the photo from the studio with a VR headset laying here, which is good to know. This is talking just about, is it safe to assume? This is talking how good the studio is. This article is a bit kind of like a recruitment article as well, to encourage people to go there. Once again, they're talking about photorealistic graphics. I'm assuming next Ace Combat will look beautiful, especially that they're talking about it already, so they must feel a bit confident of it. Of course, we can expect growth in photorealistic graphics and Unreal Engine technology. That's where I put most of effort. I think the studio uses the AI as well for the development, to streamline the thing. I'm sure that's what they said in past. Given the most used word in PSVR2 is announced, we will get a timeline for the announced games. Hopefully, I'm waiting for the Resident Evil 4 to release like this year. The Crossfire, Sierra Squad and Firewall Ultra coming out next month, and VR Skater, so it's gonna be good month. Okay, so what are they saying? Okay, so they're talking more about photorealistic graphics. Photoreal is in short a realistic expression using 3D computer generated graphics. I'm assuming that's what that translates to. Even so, I think it would be an attractive workplace for people who can pursue aspects such as what kind of expressions and mechanisms make up the real world, rather than just reflecting the real world as it is. Okay, so I think that's pretty much most of what okay. Another factor that is likely to contribute to the growth of young people is that we are joint venture. Various companies such as Ilka, BANDAI, NAMCO, etc. have gathered to advance the project. Therefore, there is a limit to the spread of knowledge as a single company. But by bringing together each other, we can learn various things from each other. In other words, you can improve and polish your various skills and abilities through multiplication rather than addition. So basically what they're saying is there's a lot of improvement still to be made and learning in their technology. Every photo I see, I'm like on the lookout for VR headset here. So they're talking about their stuff. I think that's it, what I found before. Okay, so there's some screenshots. I'm assuming that's a very rough Unreal Engine 5 screenshots here of the plane very early, and maybe very early what they wanted to, bring up. But that's one of the models that's gonna be used. I'm saying, it's very simple model. You can even see by the geometry, but it's nice to see. Hopefully this model will be in VR as well. So yeah, nice long interview. Okay, so here. ACES is very simple and clear. I've talked about it several times, but I'm going to throw a steer in the global world with the IP Ace Combat and photorealistic high-end content. And it's a very simple purpose to please our fans all over the world. I think it's an easy place to work. In order to realize that, I think that ACES is made so that various development methods, such as veteran developer and experienced developer, BANDAI NAMCO Studios, and Ilka, I think they help with the Pokemon Go as well and some VR games. So I've done video about it as well, but anyway, can be integrated. ACES is designed to work properly and with a sense of security within BANDAI NAMCO Group. Is it too strange to say? Is it a good thing? The translation sometimes is confusing. We definitely want people who want to compete against the world. We've been making Ace Combat for a long time, to be honest. Sometimes I can't come up with any ideas. I can't put all the games in VR. In such situation, I would appreciate if someone who has the passion to say Ace Combat can be done better can make a proposal that makes you think. I didn't think of that idea. So yeah, that's the sum of Ace Combat for you here. Let's check out the chat. Hey Bud, I'm here. Good to see you live. Hello Jay, how is going? Like PS5, I think lots of games are in development for VR, but you need a lot of more patience in this industry. Totally agree with the conservative Juggalo Punk podcast. It's loads of patience because we got so many games. Like 2-3 years of patience. PSVR1 was dry in the beginning too as well. That's very, very true. Hey Paul, dish out the pierogi, which is of course dumplings. I love them, they're very tasty. I dish them out eventually. Right, so speaking about PSVR1 as well, I'm pretty sure PSVR2 wanted to release bit earlier, but the pandemic slowed everything down. And same gone for PS5. And with the component shortage, it was all, bit confusing for everyone to start releasing things because there was no components. Anyway, that's the Ace Combat 7. I'm gonna check out the earnings call just to make sure I don't miss anything. So I might be doing a video soon, but thanks for watching. I appreciate it. Thanks for tuning in to another game show. Let me just quickly check out chat before I go. Yeah, PSVR1 was dry, but with PSVR2 not that old. We doing pretty good for amount of titles so far. We get in weekly release, at least one game weekly, pretty much every week. It's happening. I remember sometimes, I think it was second year of PSVR1, second or third, when it was weeks on PSVR1 when there's like 7 games was coming out. I hope that's gonna happen eventually here. Rootland Beast, you're welcome. Thanks for watching everyone. I'll be back tomorrow with news videos and maybe the game show as well if there's something to talk about. Thanks for watching. I appreciate it. And that's it. Bye 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 bye. You are all